guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm with Landon Barnyard.
You don't understand how much that hits for me.
I don't. I knew it was unfortunate. Get it because you're a donkey, because you're an ass. Do you get it?
Oh, I thought it was because my last name's Barnard.
Well, so it is. It's a double.
I know. I do know, actually.
Today we're going to be reading Reddit stories on a new segment of this channel called I Read It on Reddit. I'm going to put text there.
Are you?
And we're just gonna hop right into it. Welcome to I Read It on Reddit. I read it on Reddit. I sound like a frog. You said that. Not me though. Because you're
My God, that's how we're starting?
So right now I have two Am I the Asshole?
Probably.
Also story. The first one's kind of silly. Made me giggle. Am I the asshole for asking a guest to not crochet at my bachelorette party? I'm 28 female, getting married this year. Yay! That's what it says. And went on my bachelorette party trip last weekend. The trip was to a cabin-type setting until dawn, where we all stayed in the same house. I have 3 bridesmaids, but also invited some friends to come along. Part of the group is my brother's girlfriend, 36 female, brother is 38 male, of 5 months, who isn't in the wedding party. She wasn't initially invited because I don't know her well and they live in another state, but my brother asked me to invite her as a favor to him. He said that she's never been invited to a bachelorette, I wonder why, and likely never would be. I have no idea why, this is just what he told me, in parentheses, and hope she could have this experience. Since people would be paying their own way and the group wasn't large, I figured why not. She seemed nice enough. The problem is that during the weekend, she would insist on crocheting all the time, even during our events and games. When I asked her to participate with us, she said that she took time off for the trip and wanted to make the most of her vacation by catching up on her crochet projects. And that playing games and hanging out with my friends wasn't fun, and she didn't want to waste her days off. All her words, not mine. Oh, to be clear, I don't care that she wants to crochet in general. Most of our activities ended after dinner anyways, and we just hang out in the living room. I just asked her to saving the crochet for at night after the activities. Why did that give me a stroke?
I don't know.
My issue is that she was taking her crocheting with us to places like wine tasting, brunch, and a museum tour, etc. It was super disrespectful in my eyes because she'd insist on coming, yet wouldn't participate in the activity. Honestly, I was bothered that she was crocheting when we were playing bridal games, but at least that was in our living room. The trip's over now, but apparently she was super peeved that I asked her to limit her crocheting time.
This just doesn't sound real.
Is this a grandma? And my brother's been pestering me to apologize to her for ruining her trip. First of all, it's the bachelorette's trip.
Yeah, it's not her trip. It's like,
okay, I personally don't feel like I should, because she shouldn't have to come to a bachelorette party if she didn't want to do bachelorette-y things. True. But I also love my brother very much, and I don't want this to come between us. I'm starting to doubt myself because his girlfriend sounds really annoyed with me. Please help. And then there's an edit of additional details. Because I think some people think I'm being a bridezilla, is what she said.
Okay.
1, she was crocheting a throw blanket about the width of my entire arm span. That's what she was carrying with her to dinner, museums, wineries, etc.
That's insane.
It wasn't some small thing the size of my palm, so not like a mini granny square. Right. It was a whole ass blanket.
That's crazy.
She also had the materials for the blanket with her, about 5 balls of yarn. I'm not sure what you'd call it, but each ball was about the size of a cantaloupe. We gave her the option to stay home.
Cantaloupe?
I told her
a cantaloupe?
I wouldn't be offended. That's 5 whole cantaloupes.
That's an insane amount of yarn.
That's the same amount of cantaloupe. I told her I wouldn't be offended if this trip wasn't her style and she wanted to spend it crocheting, but she insisted on coming out with us to every single event. Like, why? Okay, number 3, even though my brother asked me to bring her, she admitted to me that she wanted to come and that she had asked my brother to ask me. Oh,
Okay.
Okay, so
Originally,
she did want to
I was
come.
thinking that the brother just kind of was like, yeah, go.
Please take. Yeah. So apparently she did want to
Okay.
come. She doesn't have social anxiety. She just thought our activities were boring and a waste of her time. But I mentioned this in another comment. But I overheard her calling my party a basic bitch bachelorette. But I didn't want to confront her because I didn't want to cause drama. My biggest issue isn't that she wasn't giving me attention. Please, I'm a grown adult and already thankful for the friends giving me love and joy during their weekend. I just thought it was super rude to crochet such a big project during group activities. She literally brought her blanket to a museum and crocheted during a private tour. That's a whole...
That's insane.
That's like a whole blanket.
It's crazy how much, like, if they just changed it from crocheting a blanket to, like, just, like, saying, like, she was doing a different activity.
Yeah.
It just, the fact that it's crocheting, it just makes it so just, like, fantastical.
Like, I'm like, is your friend, like, is your brother's girlfriend a grandma? Is she...
Well, because there's, like, a, 10, 11-year age gap there between them?
I think
Main
so.
person's 28.
Oh, yeah. No, well... Oh, yeah, she's 28, and the
then,
girlfriend's 36, and the brother's 38. So, yeah, there is...
So, about 8 years in between. So, it's just, like, I don't know.
Like...
Maturity levels are just, gotta be...
You'd think she would be more mature and know to not bring her whole crocheting blanket activity to a private museum tour. And, like, dinner.
Because for most of the story, I was like, I know somebody personally who I went to high school with, and all she does is crochet.
Yeah.
Constantly. And I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that.
I love crocheting.
Throw a blanket the size of my arms, like my wingspan, that's insane.
And to bring that to dinner, aren't you going to get, like, gunk on it?
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
I actually have so many questions. So, I don't think the person is an asshole at all, because that's actually insane.
I also don't think so.
Yeah, and everybody else is not the asshole either. That's the consensus. But it... Wine tasting? Like, I love crocheting. I have never done it, but I love people who do it.
I love the idea.
And I love what it looks like, and I love crocheted pieces, but why you do... The fact that she was like, I really want to go, but this party sucks.
Dude, also, who is just like, if I was dating somebody, and their younger sibling, who is 8 years younger than me, that I don't know very well,
Yeah.
if he's having, like, a bachelor party, why? I'm not gonna just go.
Yeah. It's like...
I don't know you. Like, I don't know you. Like, I don't know the vibe. I don't know
Yeah,
what's going on.
what?
I'm not gonna just go to your bachelor party just because you're, like, I'm, you know, in a relationship with your sibling. That's just, like...
It's like, you're either invited or you're not.
So the brother just needed a weekend away from this
Oh my gosh,
woman.
wait, you're right. Because it literally
theory.
said, but my brother asked me to invite her as a favor to him. And said that she was never invited and likely never would be. Like...
That's the new meta. No more business trips
That's
out of town. You know, it's...
He said, I need goddamn break. That's crazy. Well, I'm just glad that everybody else seems to agree. This next one is probably going to be the last one because I just only wanted to read 2. I wanted to keep it a short video. Keep them
Lazy.
coming.
Okay.
So the next story is, am I the a-hole for telling my sister and brother-in-law it's their fault their son doesn't speak to them? It's a throwaway account for privacy.
Okay,
There.
of course, naturally.
Oh, these are like middle-aged people. Okay. I, 53 female, have a sister, 55 female. I'll call her Caroline.
You ever wonder if people are like, I'll call her blank. Do you ever wonder if they just use their real name? Because who's going to know?
Yeah.
Because it's like, I'll say this name because it's not their name. And
But
it's
it
a
actually
placeholder name.
is.
And it's like, everyone's going to be like, okay, so it's not that name.
They're not going to know the difference.
Unless the person that's the subject reads it and they're like, huh.
Cantaloupe! The person who...
Whoa.
The name is Cantaloupe Careful 215, which you can't choose your name.
215 cantaloupes?
That's actually crazy because you can't choose your name. And what is mine? I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't dox myself. But
2-sentence horror. I opened Reddit. 2 cantaloupe references.
2 cantaloupe. What is it about these dang cantaloupes? Anyways, Caroline. She has been married for 30 years to her husband, Richard, 58, male. When they married in the 90s, damn, these are like
old people.
These are like, how did these people even know about Reddit? Let's be real. Well, anyways, they married in the 90s. They planned to have children. However, nature had other plans for them, and my brother-in-law couldn't have children. The doctors confirmed the impossibility, and this devastated them. After weighing their options, they chose to go through infertility treatments with donor sperm. I also must note that my sister is a controlling person, and my brother-in-law thinks he knows everything. Wow, what a perfect duo.
Yeah, how wonderful.
Wow! Fast forward a few years, and my sister and brother-in-law had 2 sons through this process, both of whom have different donators. And as science has grown with DNA, I advised my sister to tell the children when they were young of how they came to be and just be honest with them. I was met with harsh backlash, telling me to mind my own business and that under no circumstance are her sons to find out. I would continually bring it up on occasion until one nasty fight where my brother-in-law told me I was an uneducated idiot who knew nothing about this subject.
What an old person insult. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What was it again?
Uneducated idiot. Kind of redundant,
who knows
actually.
Nothing about the subject or what?
Yeah, who knew nothing about this subject.
Old people are weird.
They're weird. Then I gave up, and well, I guess this was back in the 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, that was before swearing was invented, so.
You're so right. Then I gave up and never spoke to them about it again. Last year, Caroline's older son decided to take a 23andMe test and discovered that my brother-in-law is not his biological father. This caused a massive uproar in my sister's family. My nephew told them he always knew something was wrong and wanted to find the truth. After months of back and forth fighting about my sister and brother-in-law's betrayal of trust, per my nephew, he has now cut contact with his parents. I'm connected with him through social media and will not do anything to risk losing this contact. Last week, my sister called me sobbing because the birthday presents she sent to her son were returned with a note that said, "Do not contact me again," from my nephew. After listening to her for 30 minutes, I got tired. I tried to hang up, but she lashed out and asked why I wasn't supporting her. I told her the truth, that she ignored my thoughts for years. I told her I warned her that science was catching up with her lies, and she should have told the kids when they were young so they could process it better.
That's a crazy bar. Science is catching up with your lies.
Get Kendrick Lamar on that.
Yeah, write that down.
Whoa. She called me heartless and a monster for not giving her help or trying to persuade my nephew to speak with her. I told her that I would not do this for either her or brother-in-law, or her brother-in-law, that this situation is their fault and that they need to figure out how to live with the consequences or find a way to fix the relationship with their son. It was then my brother-in-law got on the phone and called me a bitch and hung up on me. My mother and father got involved and told me the good sister wouldn't want this type of family tension to continue and that I needed to step up and help my sister and her son to speak to each other. I refused because I won't risk my one connection I still have with my nephew. So am I the asshole for not helping my sister and brother-in-law fix the relationship with my nephew and telling them it's their fault? Whoa.
So this one's just another clearly not the asshole.
It is.
It's really just not any of her problem.
I love to validate people on this channel. Don't worry, girl, you're not the asshole. But she was right though. She called it. She was like, "Hey, like, science has grown with DNA. You better lock in because they're gonna figure it out one way or another." Especially like if you don't like, because it's two sons. I don't. There's nothing about the younger son. I wonder if like he didn't care, but like the older son, like the sons don't look like each other, and they also don't look like their dad. So it's like they're gonna find out. Like they're not stupid. I think it's crazy that they were like so.
So this one's got a lot of layers here.
Mm-hmm. It's like an onion.
It's like an onion, just
Shrek.
like Shrek. My personal view is if I ever needed to do something like that.
Yeah.
Like sperm donor or like adoption or anything like that, I'd tell my kid.
Yeah, I would tell my kid, or at least tell them when they're at an age to, like, understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Bottom line being, I wouldn't want them to figure it out on their own.
The other
way.
conflicting thing is, I think the son is the asshole.
Yeah, he's not being very...
Open-minded.
He's not at all.
I mean, because, to defend the sister and the, the narrator's brother-in-law, they had, a very difficult and traumatic time
True.
Trying to have children.
It's got to be hard on them, too. But you're right, though.
This wouldn't have happened if you were just in therapy. You guys would be able to, I don't know, sit down, talk about it, and be fine the next day. But no, instead it's a whole...
Apparently, it was... Apparently...
Yeah. On my orientation here, somebody, like, one of my guide or whatever was like, you look like the apparently kid.
Wait, you got...
And then...
But yeah, so apparently, there was months of back and forth fighting about the sister and the brother-in-law's betrayal, like, coming from, like, the nephew. Like, they were all fighting for months, which...
I think it's probably because the sister and brother-in-law were defending their choice.
Yeah.
And...
Do you think they were defending it almost too much?
Because the son at this point was, like, in his 30s.
He's got to be, like, a full-grown adult, basically.
I could see that being a really traumatic thing to learn. Like, if I suddenly learned... I don't know, I don't think I'd be that freaked out if I learned that, like, my parents weren't my parents. I mean, I look too much like them to not be.
Right. See, here's the thing, like... He always, apparently the nephew always knew that something was wrong and wanted to find the truth. I think that holds some weight because it's like he kind of already had like weirdly like some suspicions. Oh my god, why does it say that there's 4,000 people judging me right now?
Well, I mean, have you seen yourself?
Okay, so thank you so much for watching today. Guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, weekend, night, year, week, month, all of the above. And I'll see you guys later.